everything going? Hello, 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 for anyone who comes on here. Hey, Kate, how you doing? I'm not sure if that's Katie or Kate. Don't forget to switch from top chat to live chat. Hi, Sharmir, how you doing? I just got here. I have to share all the things. That is not the thing. Okay. Your cat kicked you out of Sunshine Ray? Wow. Cats can be no joke sometimes. All right, I have to close the door so my cats don't do their thing. Oh, hey Tina, Tina's Crazy Life, how you doing? My cat just gave me the stink eye because I closed the door. They are not used to being cooped up. Okay, got that. Hey Christy B, how you doing? Any day now. Sometime this century. Haha. Of course I'm like looking off somewhere, doing something. Okay. Guess we will wait a little bit and give people time to come in. Man, I really need to dye my hair. All of my gray hair is showing, just like all of it. Glad you're here too. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Leanne. Yeah. Have your trusty hot peach lemonade latte. Man, I'm gonna have to try one of those sometime because that sounds really good. Oy. Oh. Bast, what are you doing? When you have two cats and like one of them sneaks through, at some point she'll probably try to come up here and hog the camera. So, flippity flap on the like button. Hey, Truffle85, how you doing? Oh, yeah. So yeah, I fell eyeball first into another palette when watching Sunshinery. It was pretty good. Been a good day, very productive, very good day. Hey Frog Mom, how you doing? So how is everybody? It's been a week. Everybody doing okay? Oh, I can see. Yay. Right on, right on. I'm probably gonna watch something after this and just chill, do some crochet. Thank you, Truffle85. Thanks. Yeah, I just had all the fun. Baby girl absolutely hates bedtime. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's. By the way, Shamir, I am hooked on that cam, that wildlife cam. Amazing. There's a puffin cam? No. Oh no. I stay up late so I can see the sunrise there and see everyone come to the watering holes. Right on, right on. Yeah. I'm gonna get hooked on that thing. All right, so I think we are ready. All right, so today we're going to talk about setting boundaries and limitations and Monterey Bay. I've been wondering what other cams there are out there. I'm going to have to look now. Hey, Rarely Care, how you doing? So I'm not going to be able to see the chat very well, but hold on. Okay, so we're talking about boundaries and limitations, and there's a helicopter directly overhead. Hey Josh, how you doing? All right, so setting boundaries and limitations. You know, it'd be great if I move this over here. Yep. My boundaries are never smile. So, yeah, it can take time. Like with setting boundaries and limitations and like understanding that you can do that if you had trauma throughout your childhood, like an abusive household or something like that, it can be really, really hard to know how to set boundaries and limitations, right? So, but then also if you have been in an abusive relationship afterward, it's going to be difficult for you, there's a period of time where really you should have your focus on yourself. If you have children, on them as well. So you can heal. Because it can be very hard to set boundaries and limitations when you're in a space of vulnerability. So it isn't just if you've been in an abusive situation, it's also if you're in any position where, where there's been a traumatic event. So someone passed away, even a car accident, you lost a job, you just switched from high school to college. There's a period of vulnerability there, right? So yeah. So when you're most vulnerable is when you need to be most aware of your boundaries and limitations, what they are, and that you don't have to compromise on them ever. I wasn't ever taught boundaries and have been in scrappy stuff. It's hard to learn. Yeah. Well, what I was taught was write down the things that you will not accept, that you cannot accept, and then things you might be able to compromise on, right? So you have 3 categories, and then along with that, things that you want or you expect, right? So you're setting like a list of things that have to be adhered to for you, and the other person should do the same. So this is an article from Psych Central, psychcentral.com, and it's pretty good from what I can tell. I am not a counselor. I am not a shrink. I don't know. I think 20 some years of working as a victim's advocate and all the work I've done, etc., might have learned something along the way, especially with all of my training. Call me funny. So name your limits. But first, really, you have to understand that you can name your limits. And there's nothing wrong with that. And if anyone has a problem with that, that's a red flag. I just keep armor up at all times. Yes, not really healthy though, huh? I don't date because that can go wrong. Right. Hey, Wanda Stevens, how you doing? And now I'm going to blush. Everyone has their own armor for sure. I've been happily single since my divorce in 99. Wow, Sharmir, damn. You do not give a fuck. And you do not play. Right on, right on. So there's nothing wrong with you setting boundaries and limitations with someone. If you see red flags, if you see warning signs, if someone is doing something that makes you really uncomfortable, you can say no, and your no should be respected. All very valid feelings and emotions, yes. I'm very happy. Kids, grandkids, guinea pigs, yes. Yeah, I see you. All right, so name your limits. You can't set good boundaries if you're unsure where you stand. True? So identify your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual limits. Consider what you can tolerate and accept and what makes you feel comfortable or stressed. Uncomfortable or stressed. Those feelings help us to identify what our limits are. Sometimes I don't want to be single, but I also don't really want to be dead. Yeah, that is a concern. Everyone calls themselves victims advocates these days, whether they have the training or not. Man, that should not be the case, because it is very hard work. And there's a difference between like a woman's advocate, like an ally, right, and an actual advocate. So, are you going in the hospital and holding women's hands when they're, or are you just saying that? I don't know. The two are completely different things. Hold on. My phone is vibrating. I don't know why. Right. So, oh man. Okay, hold on. The chat jumped. Yes, for sure. And same about not being taught boundaries. Also was gaslit, so it's confusing. Jesus, gaslighting is just evil. Like the damage it can do, psychologically is just horrible. Must be nice for guys. I mean, men can be abused too. Yes, there are fewer cases of it. I mean, at least documented. But I mean, in my work, I've only seen just very few male victims. Thankfully, Shelley is trained. Yeah, that was boot camp for the brain. That's what my trainer called it, and it was true. Drop a link to what? Hey, Sincere, cracking up. To what? I'm good. How are you? What training is acceptable? It depends on your jurisdiction. Some jurisdictions don't really have that much training, and then others have a lot. So it depends. I mean, if you want to become a victims advocate, I would say reach out to your local victims advocacy group, and they will usually places are short staffed. I mean, not always, but so reach out to them and ask. That's what I did, and they made it happen. So different areas have different qualifications and whatnot. A lot of the time you have to have college education of some kind. Just it depends. So really, I can't necessarily answer that term as a blanket statement. To my knowledge, all of victims advocacy groups do like criminal background checks, and I mean national, not just local, things like that. So you have to have like a clean record. Yeah. I didn't work in management though, so that really ultimately would be a better question for someone who works in management, on the management side. Yeah, I'm hoping that we're distracting you at least a little bit, Truffle. I'll be praying for you and your, everybody, really. Your whole family and men find it harder to speak up due to the way society has made them feel, but it does happen. Yes, indeed. Hold on, I have to. Hey Jackie, how you doing? It was a good stream. It's a good distraction. Okay, every once in a while the chat jumps on me and hey Kim S, how you doing? But I mean, they're okay with hurting people and women aren't. Well, anyone can be abusive if you have that personality, right? Men or women, etc. And anyone can be abused. You know, but statistically speaking, way more women, way more women are victimized. And that's just statistical fact. A lot of people don't want to believe that, but I mean, I can just look at all of my years of experience and, that's just what I'm going by. Love to hear everyone's thoughts, but here we keep it in chat. Please share. Yeah, usually it's either just me and Marcus on here, or if I have someone who wants to come on to do an interview, that would be a little bit different. When I drop a link, it's for a reason. It's for someone who's lost a loved one to domestic violence, stalking, violence against women, things like that. So it's not, I don't just have people up here, if that makes sense. Which phrase hurts? Which phrase hurts? Please don't. I know you mean it in a good way, but I'm third gen atheist, and that phrase hurts. I'm not sure what you mean. I feel for men and all they have to endure as well. Many of them do hurt women because that is what they're taught or saw growing up somewhere. Yeah, I mean, men are kind of put in a weird box too in this culture. They really are. I'm not, excusing violent behavior at all, even remotely. They have a choice, You can either choose to be kind or you can choose to be not kind. You're still in counseling 7+ years later. Yeah, I can relate. Finding it hard to keep with chat, but there's a stigma around men speaking about abuse. I know statistically men do more harm though, which needs also to stop too. Yeah. I mean, here, part of the reason that we're focusing more on male violence against women is because women are quite often dehumanized. And if you're not the perfect victim, right, then, you're slandered to filth. And that's why I started this channel, because a girlfriend of mine was murdered in DV. And she was just torn to shreds posthumously. And that really made me angry. Considering what was done to her, it was horrifying. And that's part of the reason I'm doing this, So I'm not trying to bash men, but women are going through a lot of shit, especially right now. Things are getting worse for women. Like, it's hard for me to go to the grocery store alone at this point. Because you got all these pickup artists out there and whatnot who, think they can go ahead and be just forceful. It's weird. It's hard to even explain, really. Oh, good night, Wanda Stevens. Wait, who's leaving? Is somebody leaving? I don't know. Prearranged interview, yes. Yeah. But then men can be dehumanized as well. There are a couple cases here lately I've been keeping my eye on that are really problematic. And I just don't understand. But, all right, so setting boundaries and limitations is really a normal thing. But this doesn't just apply to relationships, it also applies to friendships, relationships with coworkers, things like that. So, I actually had a man be forceful with me in a bar and he got hurt. I got charged with felony assault, first degree, it was dropped. Well, I mean, if he attacked you, you have every right, I would think, legally speaking, to protect yourself. Jeez. I mean, and that's boundaries and limitations, right? Like, I should be able to walk through a grocery store and not have some man try to put his face in my crotch. And I'm not kidding, that happened. I'm just like trying to find cinnamon. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, it was not a pleasant experience. I don't know. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying, no, you don't get to do this or that. I'm not going to put up with that, right? And within each of us, all of us, we have within us a deep well of strength, right? Throughout history, there have been, yes, in fact, there have been warrior women who were great leaders. I mean, there's a long list. You just don't hear about it very often. So if you don't want something to happen, you can go ahead and say no, if that's fine, right? It's just in this culture, women are taught to like be nice, don't rile anyone's feathers, just, smile and be pleasant. But I think, personally, I think there's a time and a place for just an abrupt no. And I think that should be fine for one to say. Wait, what? It'd be cool to hear survivor stories too. Yeah, I mean, right now my platform is really small, but I do have a couple of people who are possibly interested in sharing your stories. Survivors have to be in the right place, to do that. And that, I'm not sure if that would be a live stream, because that could be a lot of pressure for a lot of people. The first time you're on a live stream, it's kind of overwhelming. So, and I would want them to feel comfortable. So, like with Jessica Easterly's sister and best friend, that was pre-recorded. Because they're still grieving. So I wanted them to feel comfortable. And if they, got angry and cussed like truck drivers, that's fine. I could edit that out, But yeah, that's hopefully going to happen. There's, survivors or families and friends of victims. We had Theater Vamp on here talking about a mutual friend of ours. So yeah, I don't want it to be just me sitting here talking. That's not why I'm doing this, actually. So, I got in between two fighting women. Was so scared the cops were going to arrest me. Yeah. Wow. It jumped again. Okay. I have thick skin against anyone but the person I'm dating. I've learned that boundary is tough. Yeah. Yeah, that's one that usually therapy helps with, you know? At least from my experience. That doesn't always work with everyone, but Jude, right here. Kim S. Yes, indeed. Women have always been made to feel bad for being victims, even when women have tried to stand up. People are always there to say, sorry, but men too, right? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. Okay. When it's just sunshinery, I forget who it is, and I apologize. But yes, if you want, we can set something up. Send me a private message on the Discord. You know, if you're like, if you'll be comfortable, and we can do it however you want to do it. We can live stream it or pre-record, whatever I can do to make you comfortable, help you feel comfortable, and what the. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah, however you would want to do it. Yeah, you shouldn't be. You should not be ashamed of it. It's not your fault. Yeah, no, it's that took me time to come to terms with that it wasn't my fault. All the guilt and shame and all of that didn't belong to me. That took a while. That is hard to get through. People do not understand. If you haven't been through it, you don't understand fully. Oh, Night Truffles, Truffle 85. Thank you for stopping by. It's hard and frustrating when family and friends also degrade you for talking about it. That is true. And that is messed up. That is really messed up. And if that happened to you, I'm so sorry. That's not right. We need to discuss skills to avoid stalkers because I got a few. I built cases against stalkers for quite a while. And yeah, I mean, it depends on the type of stalker too, though. So, I mean, sure, I can do that. See, I don't, some people will read stories from like Reddit or whatever. I don't do that because I have to have someone's permission to talk about things like that. It's just the me thing. Hey, Jackie. You have a stalker. Okay. I'll message you later. Kim S. No one is saying it doesn't happen to men, but sometimes we need to just lift each other up as women, and then we can be better supporters for other victims. Yeah. If we can't mourn or fix, we can't help. Yep. And also sometimes, because it's so prevalent for women to be victimized, sometimes women just need space to just come together and talk it out and hash it out, and like be there for each other. There it went again. Okay. I can, but I have to like verify that that email is you. And you know that you're okay with me reading it. I'm very, very careful and very strict with things like that. And that goes for, you know, anyone who has been victimized. If you're trans, non-binary, you know, man, woman, doesn't matter. I'm queer, so yeah. If you read them, you give privacy. I'm not sure what you mean, Cindy Luhu. I'm sorry. Rather tell you and everyone here than what the weird. Rather tell you and everyone here than have that jerk twist my words and make me upset when I was trying to tell him what I went through. I'm really sorry, Jackie. Yeah, I know. I get you. Wow, this chat is moving very quickly. Wow, Leanne. Wow. Well, I'm sending you hugs because, damn, that is the stuff of my nightmares. And I'm sorry that you went through that. Right. I've known my boyfriend for 10 years, and I just told him the other day what happened to me. And it was very realizing he now understands me better than he ever has. Yeah, because I mean, it has an effect on a lot of aspects of your personality, how you move through the world, how you know, how you are around people. You know, it does have an effect on people. It doesn't just go away. You know, oh yeah, suddenly it's over, so the next day you should be fine, or the next week, or year, or 10 years. What? No, it doesn't work like that. Thank you, Sharmir. It does, Cindy Woohoo. It does help a lot to share, and that's part of the reason I'm doing this. It actually really helped me a lot when I talked about what happened to Addie. Like, it relieved pressure, if that makes sense. So yeah. I mean, it's better to talk about it than to like hold it all in. When you hold stuff in and all of that, that just leads to bad things. True, very true. And hold on, I keep forgetting to share stuff up on that thing. I got counseling, learned to put it behind me, and I'm in a much better state of mind to be able to tell my story. Right on. Yeah, counseling makes a lot of a difference. It would give you content and us a voice that want some privacy. Right on. I was 17. What the fucking hell is going on? I'm about to punt my phone out of the room. Y'all, I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. I do apologize, but I don't know what is going on.
Yes.
So check the messages. Just look at the messages. I was 17 when I was kidnapped. I remember every moment both times. Damn. Yeah. If I could grab you and give you a hug, I would. Yes, there are. There are wackos out there. That is me. Yes. Yeah, but I mean, 20 years ago doesn't, you know. Love you, babe. Do you want to say hi real quick?
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
the volume on my phone should not be really high. I don't even know what's going on. I'm sorry for the loud phone.
mm-hmm.
It was really loud, and I thought I had it on off. With the ring.
On silent mode.
No one ever calls me. Everybody texts. So
This year, Helene. Hey, Tina.
yeah, but you're not responsible for that, though. No, at all. That's it doesn't matter. You are not responsible for that, and you know that. I mean, I wish they would. That would be cool, right? You're jealous of Marcus's hair. Of Marcus's hair? I'm jealous of Marcus's hair. I think everyone is really. Marcus has better hair than I do. He does. And his hair grows really fast. Really fast. I don't know if you can hear that, but somebody out there is yelling. I don't know what's going on. Smell-o-vision. No, I don't think we need that. That is no. I say no. I don't know about y'all, but no. Okay, so even online, there can be situations where, you don't have to say yes, or you don't have to put up with whatever behavior or bullying or what have you. You don't have to. You can say no, right? So setting up boundaries and limitations does not make you a bad person. There are smelly people. Exactly. That's why I say no. Okay, so number 2, tune into your feelings. Yep. Because, that's talking about your gut instinct. And your gut instinct is there for a reason. 2 key feelings in others that are red flags or cues that we're letting go of our boundaries, discomfort and resentment. She suggested thinking of these feelings on a continuum from 1 to 10. 6 to 10 is the higher zone, she said. So, if somebody's getting you up to like 6, 7, 8, then that's the time to be like, bye. See ya. If you're at the higher end of this continuum during an interaction or in a situation, that's a hard name to pronounce, suggested asking yourself what is causing that, pausing and thinking, what is causing that? What is it about this interaction or the person's expectation that is bothering me? Right? Resentment usually comes from being taken advantage of or not appreciated. It's often a sign that we're pushing ourselves either beyond our own limits because we feel guilty and want to be a good daughter, wife, coworker, whatever, friend, for instance, or someone else is imposing their expectations, views, and values on us, which would be without your consent. So I get anxiety when I know it's across boundaries. Yeah, me too. Yeah. When someone acts in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's a cue to us they may be violating or crossing a boundary. Yep. 3. This is one I have no problem with. Be direct. With some people, maintaining healthy boundaries doesn't require a direct and clear-cut dialogue. Usually this is the case with people if people are similar in their communication styles, views, personalities, and general approach to life. They'll approach each other similarly. With others, such as those who have a different personality or cultural background, you need to be more direct about your boundaries. That's interesting. Consider the following example. One person feels that challenging someone's opinions is a healthy way of communicating, but to the other person, this feels disrespectful and tense. Unless it's when I first wake up in the morning, then this is when I clearly have no time for others' BS, right? You have to have that first cup of coffee. There are other times you might need to be direct. For instance, in a romantic relationship, time can become a boundary issue. Partners might need to talk about how much time they need to maintain their sense of self and how much time to spend together. True? But that can be a friendship too. Or like a family member, whatever. Four, give yourself permission. That's going to be a big one. Yeah, I'm too grumpy, too early, dude. Well, unless baby girl is right, like I see her and I'm suddenly happy, so fear, guilt, and self-doubt are big potential pitfalls. We might fear the other person's response. That's a big one. That's way underrated for women. If we set and enforce our boundaries, we might feel guilty by speaking up or saying no to a family member. Many believe that they should be able to cope with a situation or say yes because they're a good daughter, son, even though they feel drained or taken advantage of. We might wonder if we deserve to have boundaries in the first place. Boundaries aren't a sign of a healthy relationship. They're a sign of self-respect. Yes. So give yourself the permission to set boundaries and work to preserve them. True. Practice self-awareness. I may blurted to just get it out. Blurter. I get you. Again, boundaries are all about honing in on your feelings and honoring them. Mm-hmm. Consider your past and present. We've talked about this one. Make self-care a priority. Hydrate. We've talked about that one too. Seek support. Yep. And that's the one where you introduce, that new guy you're dating to your girlfriends. That's what that is. Really. Be assertive. Yes. Yes. Women don't have to be docile. I really hate that concept. That weird ass theory. Start small. I don't know. I'm pretty confrontational with certain things. So that's good. Hold on, I'm putting that up there. A wise lady said to always answer a favor with "let me think about it," and then think. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I had a friend, just a friend, whatever, and this friend kept like borrowing my vehicle, and I was like, at first I was like, okay, once or twice fine, but then it became like a once a week thing, and never refilled the gas tank to where it was or whatever, like, and then demanded to borrow my laptop when I was in college, and I was like, no, and then got mad at me. Like, that was, where were the boundaries and limitations there? And I eventually had to cut that person out of my life because that's not friendship, My mind says very wise. My brain says impulse control fool. Opinionated chameleon. That is a very interesting name right there. Sorry, hit send too early. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, really all those things are just like, they just make sense, right? They're common sense. But if you were raised in a dysfunctional household, or you've been in a DV relationship, then it can be harder to spot and to acknowledge your red flags, because you've been through a kind of traumatic programming telling you that you're wrong, like, especially if you're gaslit really bad. That that will impair your ability to see red flags. Yeah. I'm trying to fix the lighting because I forgot. I like the rainbow lighting, but it makes you doubt everything about everything. Yes, it does. And then when you come out of it, Lord, like, is this guy up there? Is it blue? I don't know. That's code blue. I mean, if my lighting was good enough, this lighting is actually green. It looks kind of yellowish on the screen, like on the monitor to me, but the lighting is really weird in this room. Yeah, so yeah, there's nothing wrong with you standing up for yourself, and anyone who says otherwise is a fool. Either that, or they're also trying to gaslight you or other people. Like that friend I talked about, they tried to gaslight a bunch of people about what actually happened between us, and but people saw what was happening, so they understood. in a relationship, it might not be so obvious, right, to the people around, but you know what your gut instinct is telling you. Listen to your gut instinct. So, like, if I've said this before, if you're on a date with someone and they keep grabbing your thigh or like touching you and you're not comfortable with it, they're not going to stop doing that. They're just going to keep on doing that, and it's probably going to get worse. So if you're not comfortable with it, bye. You don't have to put up with it. I don't understand why this culture tells women we have to put up with things that we don't want to put up with. I say that and then I realize how the entire culture is structured. You know, I might be colorblind. I don't know. No, it's the lighting in this house. Hold on, let me see. If I do this, will it be better? I don't know. No. It's this house. I don't know. That's why when kids are little, people force them to ignore their instincts, and I kind of get pissy because instincts are there for a reason, right? Yeah, I mean, Marcus and I had that discussion before baby girl was even born of, if she doesn't want to hug someone, she doesn't have to. Or if she doesn't want to, whatever, like every morning she decides what she wants to wear for the day. She picks out her own clothes. I want her to be self-sufficient, not like crippled by the time she's grown. That defeats my purpose. So, yeah, I don't know. How's everybody doing? Y'all doing all right? Like, I was trying to keep it a bit lighter today. That's good, Leanne. Glad to hear it. Actually started working on the back deck today a little bit. We're going to have more plants out there, so that's good. Yeah. Yeah, today's been weird and good and weird. So I've gotten a lot done. But yeah, if anyone who wants to share their experience, if it's a loved one who was taken too soon and you want to humanize them, I'm here. This platform is designed to help people. If you're a survivor, if this isn't just about me and it isn't just about Addie. So did you do your rage cleaning? I did a portion of it. Like, there's still more to do, which I will get to. The cleaning doesn't end, really. So yeah. All right, so I might jump off here. This weekend I'm going to be doing, more streams. I have like a bunch of stuff on the list of things to do. Oh, wow. Shamer, did you see that? Who is Addie? The very first video that Marcus and I made, the very first video on this stream or on this channel is of a girlfriend of mine who was murdered, domestic violence, and she was slut shamed, vilified. She was blamed for her own murder. And I just got really angry about how people talked about her. And yeah, she's the muse of this channel. Wait, what? Did I ever tell you about? I had an aunt who was killed by her husband, and then by the time she passed, he was at her funeral. Ooh. Wow. I'm so sorry, Leanne. Like, that is. He went to her funeral. He killed her, and then he went to her funeral. That is. Oh boy. I listened to your video about the police. They treated me more as an offender than the victim, too. I hope to listen to more of your streams soon. Right, I'm so sorry. As an ex-sheriff's deputy, I'm sorry. But they did the same to me. And I was an ex-sheriff's deputy, and they didn't care. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, that happens all too often. And yes, I do know this from seeing it, working the job, and being a survivor. So, society sucks. Prince Charming doesn't exist. So always carry pepper spray and always protect yourself. Yeah, that's pretty much how most women walk through life. Women who think that their Prince Charming is coming, I'm just like, man, that's gonna be bad, probably. Yeah, that's pretty. That is messed up. Right on, Tina. I hope your dinner was good. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I didn't think that I would, get into another relationship and like, nah. So when Marcus and I got together, I was like, wait, what? Like, no jealousy, no trying to control anything, no nothing. Do you know what I mean? Just, yes, that's good for me. So, yeah. So that happened. Marcus is going to have to wear some makeup soon. And look, once I put some eyeliner on him, he's going to probably fall in love with it. And, defense training, Krav Maga. I cannot recommend it enough. Krav Maga. Carry a gun. Yeah, I actually want to get my concealed carry permit again. Very much so. Yes, Cindy Lou Who, it did. Yes. Which I am thankful for. I'm surprised by that. I don't know. Jackie, can you imagine Marcus's eyes with eyeliner? Okay, he has eyelashes for days. They do not stop. Number one. Number two, they're not fake. Number three, I'm jealous. It's not right. And it's not fair. I latched onto a relationship that was my Prince Charming, but I become minorly codependent. Therapy. I'm convinced that probably a majority of the world needs therapy. Just a lot of healing, a lot of medicine, a lot of really good healing music. That was not the intention, but grateful. I really hate that fairy tale of Shay America's the prince doesn't exist, so yeah, I get you. I'm surprised I don't see him wear it on a normal basis. I mean, once he realizes that, how it enhances your eyes, he might end up doing that. Which here in New Orleans would be totally normal. And it should be. Throughout human history, men have worn makeup. Go look at the ancient Egyptians. In my opinion, a lot more are here to share than to have companionship than you would think. Yeah, probably. I tried eyeliner once and screwed it up. LOL. I think I will stick to my eyeshadows. Eyeliner can be tricky. You gotta practice. It takes practice. Or you can be lazy and just do like the lower lash line. Which, that's what I do because I don't have a lot of time to do makeup. Oh, TVs and actors and musicians, dude, they wear makeup all the time. And when I was working security, and just to clarify, I would work security and we'd have contracts, right? Well, when the contract ends, it might be like a month or two before you have another contract. So during that time between is when I would work as a victim's advocate. So like the one musician, he had this really big meeting and he was late because he messed up on his eyeliner and I had to go in and fix it for him. I was not his makeup artist, but like there was a deadline. Just saying. But damn, like he had all the makeup on. You couldn't really tell the way he did it, but yeah, they wear a lot of makeup. I don't have the patience to master makeup, but I have lots of time now that I quit my legal job. Right on. There's, I find it fun. It's like self-care. You're doing something for yourself. You see yourself in the mirror and you look better. But it took some time for me to get there. Oh yeah, when I started to do makeup, I noticed that in music videos, all the men wore makeup, but I never noticed before. Yeah. Yep. True. Although, in a lot of TV shows and whatnot, the makeup is done to look really, just very, very natural. But even then, they have to wear makeup so their skin doesn't shine in the camera, or look weird, So, but yeah, I was surprised with that particular person. I was like, wow, I never would have thought you wore makeup. He's a very macho person, but he looked really good. Like, there's nothing wrong with a macho man or whatever man wearing makeup. Just don't understand it. People are weird. Anything y'all want to talk about or need to talk about? How is everybody doing? I mean, we got a little bit heavy there for a second. I know there's going to be a slight delay. Man, I worked out today. My arms are killing me. All right, so I'm going to jump off here. Man, there's a lot going on too. There are going to be more updates and stuff and junk. But I'm good with bottom eyeliner, not top. Need more practice. Yeah, it takes a lot of practice and a steady hand, and then you can't breathe or talk or like, you know, anything. But yeah, so Sunday I'm gonna try to do 2 streams because baby girl's gonna hang out with the grands. We'll see. I have a lot to do. There is so much to do, like a ridiculous amount of stuff. But thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Just all of every single comment, like everything, all of it helps to get the videos up in the algorithm so that the people who need them can see them. And I appreciate that. Like more than you realize. So yeah. And just let me know if you want to plan sharing your story sometime, or a loved one. I mean, that's a large part of the reason why I created this channel in the first place, was because of what was done to Addie. And then it was just horrible. If you ever hear of Addie Hall, like a podcast or whatever talking about her, take what they say with a grain of salt. There's only one podcast that actually talked about her respectfully. One that I know of. So, yeah. Alrighty, y'all. It was good hanging out with you. I appreciate all of you for being here. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, ring the bell, hit all. And you have the right to say no. Your no should be respected. Always. And if it isn't, say bye. Love y'all. Hugs to you too, Tina. Oh, Sharon Mary, thank you.